Hey, ho, let's go. Hey, ho, let's go. We're gonna do a TRIDENTCast. I fill the Trident movie with gas. This place doesn't smell like ass, cause I use Febreze. TRIDENTCast. Theme song.
Sponsorship, eh?
Yep. TRIDENTCast number 14, sponsored by Febreze and the Ramones. The Ramones, we're still alive.
Kind of.
A little bit. Oh yeah, most of them are not. Are most of them
Yeah,
not?
a couple of them.
I think 2 or 3 of them have passed away at this point.
All right, rip in peace, the Ramones. You're good. I got a book. So that book was given to us by Doug. It's a coffee table book of the Ramones at 40.
I want to know what year this was made.
I wonder if that's... I haven't really read it yet, so I don't know if it's 40...
2016.
...years of the Ramones, or if it's the Ramones at 40 years old. I think it's 40 years...
I think they're a bit older than that now.
I think they're a bit older than that, but anyway. So we've got a lot to talk about since the last podcast, because the last podcast was before our Colorado tour, and before Mad with Power, and before the Eclipse. Like, man, there's been a lot, and for those of you keeping score out there, sorry we didn't get a podcast up for August. This is sort of our makeup podcast for August, because we were so damn busy that we couldn't find the time to get all of us in a room together. And speaking of all of us in a room together, Brett is not here tonight. I don't know if you noticed that, but there you go. Spoiler alert, Brett is not here tonight.
You better, Brett.
Yeah, now it's going to have to be you better, your brand.
Oh, shit.
Yep, you got to think of something to do.
Yep.
They better do.
Yep.
But yeah, Brent had something come up last minute, so we miss him. Rip in peace, Brent. Brett. Brian. Brad. Bref's the name. Right? No.
Gregory.
So, first and foremost, before it gets too warm, I was going to say too cold, we just had Mad with Power Fest, and our really fantastic good buddies, Inner Siege, brought us just a ton of fun stuff. They brought us 4 packages of cinnamon rolls, which for breakfast, which were amazing, which got devoured because they were amazing. They were from Schwebitz. They said they call it Tourette's bakery, because it makes you go like, fuck, these are good ass piss.
Don't talk shit about Total.
So I totally ate all of those. Not me personally, but we, as a collective, I ate a lot of them. So diabetes. They also brought some interesting growlers from the John S. Rodell Brewery in Peoria, Illinois. John S. Rodell making tinctures and beer.
It looks like an old-timey medicine jug.
It really does. It's kind of a cool way to do a growler. I don't know if I wonder if this is a full growler. But
it's 32 ounces, it says.
Half growler. Come join us at 100 Walnut Street, Suite 111. Suite 111. They must be like part of an apartment complex. They must be like run out of John S. Rodell's like frat house. Sweet. Hey, brah, come see us at Suite 111, 100 Walnut Street.
The John S. Rodell Emporium.
Yeah. So the one that they brought us 2 of these, and the first one was an Imperial Porter, which I kind of devoured.
I was gonna say, there's no hope.
Yeah, it was really good. I opened that thing up and I'm like, I'll just have a little. It was too late. But this one's a triple IPA. So I've got little lady hands.
When you're just not, when a double IPA just isn't gonna fucking cut it.
So this will be either like a triple with some IPA, backings, trappings, if you will, or it'll be so hoppy that your face turns inside out. One of the two. But either way, we're gonna figure this out tonight on TRIDENTCast number 14.
I'm gonna pass. Thanks, though.
Oh man,
I haven't been drinking.
You got the IPA problem too, don't you?
I just haven't been drinking at all for a while.
All right. Well, cheers, everybody.
Cheers, in spirit.
There you go.
I made a hollow sound.
Dunk. Dunk. Whoops. That's good. That's a triple with some
bitter hops.
With some bitterness to it. See, I don't like I don't like IPAs that just really they throw so much hops in that it's all hops and it's all bitter and it's all nothing. This is really like a triple. It's really sweet. It's nice. It's smooth, but it's got a lot of like hop flavor and it's got a little bit of bite at the end. I think.
Do you mean a triple, like a Belgian triple?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
This reminds me of the sort of beer I'd want to drink, and that I did drink, back when I was working construction before I joined the Lords.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd get done Friday afternoon.
The dark ages.
Yeah. I'd get done Friday afternoon at the end of a week of doing construction work, and this is the type of beer I'd sit down and have at a bar.
Yep.
To dull the pain.
Sort of, yeah. It's just it'll take you from straight to curvy in one pint.
Aki, what do you think?
It's good. It's not really my style. I think in general, definitely more of a porter stout guy.
Yeah, me too.
I think it has very kind of like a piney, hoppy bitterness at the end, and definitely I feel like this would be popular amongst, like, for example, like a lot of those Pacific Northwest breweries that do that not do like chiefly IPAs, but a lot of their focus is on that.
So, like, if you own a longboard, this is probably for you.
Well, I think if you're into heavy duty IPAs and they,
Yep.
this is what it is, and it's done very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They also brought this wonderful confectionery sweet from Maury's Fine Candies, a Pekin tradition for over 70 years in Pekin, Illinois.
Oh, Pekin, Illinois. I thought you were trying to say pecan, but
Oh. I was saying
like a pecan tradition.
I can't read anymore. I'm sorry. Too old to read. I've also kind of eaten a lot of this.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you leave food at my house. I'm just like,
It gets eaten. That's so
it gets
weird.
eaten. What's that all about?
Yeah.
That's
Although
so
I'm gonna
nice
have
of
another
guys.
drink of this.
I'm a caramel corn
I don't
guy.
suspect this will go with IPA super well, but
No, but I'm a caramel corn.
I'll try it.
ooh, I try it.
I'm a caramel corn guy. I love this stuff. This is amazing. So we're gonna have to visit John at his frat house brewery and the 70-year-old caramel corn lady
Because we have a Peoria show now.
because we just a few days ago, just 2 days ago, got booked at the Rock and Roll Fest in Peoria.
The Rock and Skull Fest at
Which is
Peoria, Illinois.
very good.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
There's gonna be a lot of people there.
There's gonna be a lot of people there.
I'm like sold out already.
It's sold out already.
More
my
awesome hangs with our Inner Siege bros. So.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brent, for translating.
We're playing the same day as them.
Yeah, we're playing the same day, and I think we're either playing directly before or directly after them. One of the two. And so that's going to be awesome. Love those guys. Oh, my God.
They're so friendly, but they're also very talented, and I think
Mm-hmm.
we all agreed that I feel like they got even better at this show than the last time we played with
I feel
them.
like every time we see them, they're better and better and better and better and better. Like, yeah, they always consistently blow me away. They've always been amazing. If
Sounds
you,
like good. Oh, sorry.
I'm just going to say, if you haven't seen it, if you didn't come to Mad with Power, or you didn't come to any of the other shows we played with Inner Siege, they're from Peoria, Illinois, and you got to check them out. I'll be playing some Inner Siege up on the wall here. They're really, really good. Their album was produced by the guy that, one of the Dream Evil guitarists,
Friedrich Nordstrom.
Friedrich Nordstrom.
Yeah.
Nordstrom? Yeah.
And so,
Yeah, he's
John Smith.
John Smith. He's they run the Nordstrom department stores here in the United States. That's where he makes his money, and then on the side he does music.
he's a great producer, though. He
He
does
is.
like In Flames and like the band that did Slaughter of the Soul at the Gates,
At the gates, yeah.
Dream Evil,
Wow.
a bunch of other great sounding bands,
Yeah.
and their album did sound pretty good.
Yeah, it sounded fantastic.
They were telling me about one of their new songs that's an artfully disguised song about pooping.
Ooh,
Yeah. He told me the lyrics and I was impressed.
wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of them?
No. There's something about a sweet release. I mean,
Okay.
just keep a lookout on the new album.
You keep a look at from the new, and yeah, Inner Siege told us they are recording their new album, which it's about time.
feel like every band, well, it was very funny, not every band, but almost every band at the show was working on a new album. Like, we're like, oh, we're gonna be recording in the fall, and then Conniption's like, oh, we're gonna, work on some new material.
Oh, are they recording too?
And then, I don't think they're recording, but they're gonna work on new material.
I see.
And then, like, when I talked to Automaton, they're like, oh, we're playing a bunch of new songs tonight, and we're gonna be working, like, this is very interesting how, like, it seemed every single band was either working on new material or about to record.
2018 is going to be the release of all of our albums, like, collectively. We could do a collective tour together. Fun. So yeah, we can jump back to Colorado in a second. We should just get into it. Let's talk about Mad with Power.
Yeah.
Man. So it was our first year. I had this. Okay. I've been planning this for about 9 months. There's been a few nights where I've had some trouble sleeping, just because, like, you get in that mind space where, like, I mean, Aki knows this, right? You get in that mind space where you're thinking about stuff, and you get, like, excited and anxious, and you're like, oh, I got all this stuff to do, and you're, like, making lists in your head, and then all of a sudden it's 3 a.m, and, you can't fall asleep because you've already made all these lists. I was worried the night before Mad with Power, I was worried that I wasn't going to get enough sleep because I was going to be too excited. I was going to be worrying about this or that or the other thing or whatever. I did fall asleep almost instantaneously. I woke up at 2 a.m, went to the bathroom, and then went back to sleep. And I had one of the most frustrating dreams in my entire life, and Aki was in it. But he wasn't the cause of the frustration. I want to make that perfectly clear before I start the story. So, in the story, Aki and I, and my boss David, and my coworker Susan are going on a summer vacation to Iraq, right? And what we're supposed to do, we're coming on different planes. We're supposed to meet up at this train station, and Aki and I get off on the plane, and we get instantaneously kidnapped. Just boom, right out the gate, kidnapped, right? Blindfolded, taken to a secure location. The whole shebang.
No willpower.
And then we get rescued by the U.S. military, right? And the U.S. military says, okay, we rescued you. Now you have to be undercover agents for us to help take down terrorism, this terrorist cell that abducted you. And Aki and I are really not happy about this. We don't want to be undercover agents. We're just here for vacation, man. And they're like, no, we saved you. You have to do us a solid. We're the U.S. military. We could have let you die, but we didn't. We're like, all right, fine. We'll be undercover agents. Fine. So they're like, okay, get on this helicopter. We need you to blend in. You can't look conspicuous. I'm like, okay. So we get on this helicopter, and then they start, like, insurgent force starts shooting at the helicopter. The helicopter's kind of, like, going down, but it manages to hover for just long enough for us to, like, put a ladder down, get off on the top of an apartment complex.
Broforce!
Right, exactly. Right, just like Broforce. So we get out on the top of this apartment complex. We're making our way through the apartment complex, like, blending in,
It's 2 lovable oafs.
Look at us.
The apartment complex.
Yeah. So
2 white guys walking around Iraq.
Yeah, So we get to the trains. We get to this train station, and to get in, you're supposed to insert like an Iraqi $1 bill. It's like a vending machine slot. You insert it in, and then the doors open. You get to go into the thing. Well, right next to it, there's a change machine. And Aki has a $5 Iraqi bill. He puts it in, and he gets 5 $1 Iraqi bills. He puts it through the slot, goes right through. I open up my wallet, and the only thing I have in my wallet is a United States 20. And I'm like, but I'm like, okay, gotta blend in. So I put the 20 in the slot, and out comes $20 in pennies. Just ting, 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 ting. It was like a
slot machine,
like style. A slot machine style.
U.S. or Iraqi?
U.S. It was totally U.S. I don't know why. And I was wearing cargo shorts, and Aki's like,
U.S. or Iraqi cargo shorts?
U.S.
Yeah. All right.
And so Aki was like, blend in. I'm like, and I'm sort of like putting my hand underneath there, and I start shoving the pennies, $20 in pennies, into my cargo shorts. And finally they stop, and so I have $20 in pennies in my cargo shorts, and I'm like walking around sort of like, like I have $20 in pennies in my cargo shorts. And Aki hands me a bill through the gate, and says, just use this, just come on. And we put the bill in, but I put it into the slot next to the slot, which apparently is a washing machine. and it turns on, and it needs me to insert something to continue. So I had my bed sheets there, so I put my bed sheets in. But apparently you have to insert your own water because it started chewing up the bed sheets.
So
Just
we had
started
the bed
going,
sheets on a helicopter and everything.
Yeah, it was in my backpack.
Inconspicuously.
Right. And Aki was like, forget about the bed sheets. And I'm like, it's on the rinse cycle. I gotta wait. I have to wait. I only have 20 more minutes. It's like, we're going to be late for that. We're going to be late.
It's on the rinse cycle. You don't understand.
Yeah, we're going to be late. You've got to hurry up. So we were late for the train. And we showed up, and my boss David and my coworker Susan were there. And David wasn't mad. He was disappointed. Just disappointed because apparently this is the second.
Worst.
This is the second time.
It's
way worse than somebody being mad, being disappointed. Because apparently this is the second time that I screwed up their Iraqi vacation. They tried this before and I did something, Ty the lovable oaf did something, but Susan was fucking pissed because her son was waiting at the next train station over and she didn't know if he made it. We had no cell service in Iraq, and she's like, I can't believe you did this to me. This is the second time. You did this again. You should have known. You should have known better. And I was just about to say, listen, Susan, I didn't choose to be an undercover agent, okay? I didn't choose to get abducted. There's not a good reason my cargo shorts are full of $20 worth of pennies, Susan, okay? Listen here. And I just before I was about to say that, I woke up. And it was so frustrating that I actually had to say that out loud in the bathroom while I was peeing. I'm just sitting there going like, Susan, you listen to me right now. And I knew it was a dream, but I just had to get that off my chest. And I came back in and I told the whole thing to Heidi and she just laughed hysterically when she found out I had $20 in pennies in my cargo shorts. So that's how my power started.
That's remarkable. None of my dreams are ever that. They're lucid at the time, but I never remember that much detail ever.
Me too.
I normally remember the very end, like the very tail end.
They say something that if you remember your dreams in vivid detail, you have a lot higher chance of being psychotic or insane or something like that. So
Checks out. Yeah.
Checks out.
I was just going to say, I think something very intriguing I find about dreams is that they don't have to make a lot of sense, but for some reason when you're dreaming, you don't question things that right now in reality, if they happen, would be like, what the hell? Or I'm not going to do that. But in a dream, you just do something or something happens.
Like, why did I have my sheets in
Or
a rack?
you just accept it. Yeah, and that is something I always find very interesting about dreams. It's you just don't question it. I do think if we had a member in the band who's always getting high, we had a keyboardist who's always perpetually high,
Sergey?
his segment of this of our podcast could be his monthly weird ass dream, and then you could also change it to a psychedelic background on this thing. Yeah.
Well, maybe, yeah. Oh man, look, I took some peyote, brah, and I saw the face of death, but it was made out of mice. It was amazing. It called to me. So I woke up all frustrated, kind of shook that off.
Yelled in the bathroom.
Told Heidi all about it. And then I had to go pick up a 17-foot truck at the U-Haul because a couple days before I realized our 5x8 trailer, while big, was not big enough, was not tall enough to hold any of the arcade cabinets that I was going to bring. And so I just called up U-Haul and got a big trailer. And I met Brad from Georgia Tech at Aftershock Retro Games warehouse, which is in the back of on the north side by the Mallard Stadium here in Madison. In the back of a Jung or Young Garden Center, I don't know how you say it, Jung.
I think it's Jung.
Jung.
I think it's Jung, yeah.
Jung Garden Center. And so we got in, and Brad was like, "Oh yeah, man, I haven't been in here a couple weeks, and I hope everything's okay." We got in, and the ceiling had partially caved in, and there was water everywhere, and mold started growing all over the cabinets, and so we were we took a cloth and we were wiping off, and luckily the mold just came right off.
Everything.
We just wiped off all the cabinets, and man, he had a lot of stuff there, a lot of cabinets. So we dug through a bunch of the cabinets. We brought out a lot of our favorites, a lot of good choices. Dragon's Lair made the most sense for the theme. Right? We had a Contra, we had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we had Smash TV, which had Total Carnage stuff on the side, but it was Smash TV.
Ghost.
Oh, Joust. Yep. We had Frenzy. We had what else? We had Contra, Arkanoid, but it didn't work when we didn't test it before.
It wouldn't be a real arcade if you didn't have one broken one.
That's exactly what I told Brad. I'm like, if we have one, He's like, I don't know if these all work. I'm like,
Did you say Indiana Jones?
Oh yeah, Indiana Jones. I didn't get a chance to play Indiana Jones.
It was strange.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I got to play at Man with Power. I got to play one round of Contra. That's it. I was running around the whole rest of the time, but that's okay because I got the arcades here, so
You might be all right.
I might be okay.
Ty, what was your freshening spray of choice when cleaning off moldy arcade cabinets?
Windex.
That was supposed to be a Febreze plug, dude. We're going for that
He
sponsorship.
set you up.
Right.
Well, Febreze is for odor, not for
Not for
disinfectant.
cleaning,
But
if you need to get the musty smell out of your old arcade, choose Febreze.
Well, I will actually
Clay
say
plugins? Fuck those.
There are collaborations with cleaners
what
that
I'm
have Febreze. Like, if you go to Woodman's and look at the toilet cleaners, I get some toilet cleaner, and, like, a lot of them actually will be, like, with Febreze. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll, like, you'll see partnerships. They'll be, like, by one brand, they'll be, like, utilizes Clorox bleach and Febreze.
I wonder how that
Rock of
happens.
SC Johnson Wax.
I wonder how that happens with, like, I know they're probably all some, like, giant conglomerate parent company, but I have to imagine some, like, sleazy Febreze salesman, like, coming in like, all right, listen, Glade, you guys are real good, right? All right, you get all the air cleaned, everything's great. You got chest hair popping out. What if you put on the front, with Febreze, people be like, oh, get 2-in-1, right? You get a little kickback to the Febreze guys for the, right? And then you get to use our name.
I really wish with those cleaners, when they had two companies doing it together, I wish they'd do it like clothing ones where it's like Nike X, APC, collaboration for denim or whatnot, and have that.
Well, now we know
Clorox X Febreze.
Yep.
Now we know what else you could do. I mean, that was a pretty good sales pitch right there.
There you go.
I mean, you could.
It was like part mafia, part sales pitch.
Yeah, you can do that. You've got the voice down.
Yeah.
And
I gotta just grow some more chest
You
hair.
subconsciously obviously want to be a career military man as well.
Well,
So
against my will,
yeah,
I will say.
you have career options. It's exciting.
I do. So we loaded up the arcade cabinets after cleaning up all the mold off of them. Had a bunch of help from Michelle, from our good friend Scott Calhoun from Canada, who we were in his hot tub, and he made hamburgers for us at like 3:30, 4 in the morning, which were delicious.
Definitely one of the highlights of Canadian tour.
Oh my god,
With
absolutely.
all the lows, that was a good part.
Yep. Got to speak to his son. He watches all the podcasts, so sorry about the foul language. So anyway, so we had a ton of help. Edub was there. Eric from MaxSync Radio, rip in peace. MaxSync Radio just was they're done for at the current time because of the radio licensing laws, because of the royalties they need to pay and stuff like that. Rocker explained it to me. It was kind of dumb.
It's prohibitively expensive for them to carry on now.
It was really expensive.
That's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
So we loaded everything up. We got over there. I think Mad with Power went off almost perfectly. There were a few things I would have changed, but I think one of the things that sort of set the tone for the night in general is that so we got to the red zone at 2. That was the earliest we could get there. Loaded in all the arcade equipment, and I think all the bands were there and loading in by 3:30. And I told them they had to be there. Load in was at 4, sound check was at 5, right? I don't think any band waited till 4 to get everybody was early, which was just incredible.
When does that happen?
Yeah.
Ever? Yeah.
It was 5 o'clock. It was half an hour till doors, and I was like, I have nothing to do.
Yeah.
I actually I paced back and forth a few times just looking for something that was out of place, and it was all set. It was ready to roll.
Could have cleaned the bathroom for Rick, I suppose.
I know.
Brett and I were getting antsy. We went and bought donuts.
Yeah, that's good call. Good
Yeah.
call. So, we had a ton of help. The Guys, Games, and Beer people were there. Tom especially was, as always, is a freaking saint. Larry is amazing. The whole crew, was there and just helping out and being amazing.
Rob and Tyler.
Denise
and Mel.
Yep.
And
The bands were just like really considerate too. Like they kept their set times to
Mhm.
what they should be, or even got done early.
Yeah.
Like the changeovers were really quick.
Everybody was super professional.
Yeah, right,
Yeah,
so
drummer is
smooth.
not here, but Brett. But I really appreciate that. Like he let all the bands use his kit.
Yep.
Because I know that can be hard to do, but like it really, I think that greatly contributed to
Well, it's-
really fast changeover times.
Saved a ton of time, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's an ideal if possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So I mean, it went super smooth. Sean Delory was VIP liaison, and he was handing out packages, people coming in. Everybody loved him. Had a great
charmer.
time. He's a charmer.
I
He's
bought
good.
him a donut for that.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I mean, all the bands were fantastic. Everybody had a great time. We had including bands and crew and people that we comped in, we had probably around 160 people there when I did like the final count, which for a first year fest with only indie bands and most of them from out of town, that's pretty darn good.
Pretty
I
happy
think.
with it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm super happy. We made our goal. We made enough money for next year. And yes, and everything was great. The Droids Attack beer, even though there was some issues early on, it made it on tap. Everything was kosher there. Everything was great. And oh my God, our mead, Boss Meadery, just hit it out of the park with that one. Everything I ever wanted in a mead was dead on. And I heard that they just tapped it like today at the tasting hall. So in the next couple days, if you're watching this, you're in the Madison area, go to the Boss Mead tasting room and ask for the mead with power.
I get it.
Mead. And try it out. It's limited at this point. They have like six barrels, and we killed one of those barrels.
It was gone after like a couple bands.
Yeah, 3 bands.
I got a sip of it from
Gone.
Andrea, and that was it.
Yeah,
I had 1 sip as well.
yeah. I had 2 of them.
2 sips?
No, I had 2 full glasses. I said, throw caution to the wind. Tonight's the night, baby. Woo!
Mm-hmm.
So,
Side note, something I thought was funny at that venue is I've never had bartenders like check in. I've never had them be like, "You having a good time? You enjoying that drink?" But like one of the ladies at the bar, she was just like, How are you liking that beer?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh, it's good. And then like after the show, I started going to people being like, did you have a good time? And people were
Wow.
like, fuck yeah. But like, it was really funny.
It's
The contrast,
contagious.
she was like very friendly without using the F word. Other people were like, hell yeah, fuck yeah. And she's just like,
Yeah.
everyone having a good time.
It's
And I was just
contagious.
like,
Very nice.
I like never see bartenders like check in and be like, how are you doing? Everything going good? All right.
Asian Metal, ambassador of hospitality.
there it is. Yeah. Gosh, what else can I say about it? The Droids Attack beer was fantastic, too. Blood Orange APA. The Blood Orange really came out strong on that, which is good. I was hoping it was going to be really orangey. It was, in your face. Yeah, Brad was enjoying it. Brad had
God.
a lot of fun.
Could
Yeah,
tell.
he was yelling all kinds of
Thanks.
song requests at me from my side of the stage. So I was on stage right, so he was pretty much right on the stairs.
Yep.
Like Lord songs or just random ass songs?
God, I'm trying to think of what are some of the ones he yelled for. He yelled for Kenny Rogers once.
Yeah. Danger Zone.
Well, I did the Michael Bolton cover you wanted.
We did.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was yelling crazy shit at me for quite a while.
Yeah.
For a good portion of our set.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah.
funny. We
I
played.
signed. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we played Kill the Die for once.
Yeah.
That
And
went pretty well.
everybody
It's a
went
workout.
crazy on that one. I did the whole like, you killed Lick, and then I was like pointing it, and the whole place, oh God, I'm like, Jesus, people know this song.
I mean,
do.
that's like the 3rd time we've played it live, probably.
Yeah.
I feel
probably.
like we played it slightly more than 3 times. I might be wrong, but
Maybe 4.
it's been a long time either way.
I was thinking Frostburn release, last year's Patreon show.
And
That's
I feel like
not-
we did it one
is that
other show.
live?
we
with
did
Joe.
it. We did it at Joe's last show, I think.
We did. Yeah,
Did we?
to torture him. Yeah,
Okay.
we did.
It was actually his choice. He wanted to play it one last
To
time.
torture
Yeah.
himself. That's a very Joe thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, we haven't played it live since that.
Yep.
I signed Darwin's chest, and he
yeah,
was proudly
yeah.
displaying that to
That was
everybody.
hot.
Yeah,
Oof.
2 T's.
yeah.
Really only negatives I could think of just relate to sound, and that's just like the sound guy making an honest mistake, just like not just putting on the house sound way too soon for us to do it in encore.
Right.
And the monitors were really bad. Monitor mix, at least, Yeah.
Right. I feel like the 3 things that I could have changed were out of my control. Were stuff that I couldn't that were not directly in my control, which makes it easier. Like apparently the red zone usually has really really good lights. They have moving lights. They get the whole thing. The whole place goes with the lights on stage, and their computer froze. Like one during Droid's attack set and one during our set. So it froze on like a solid color. So I think we were like red the whole night, and Droid was like yellow the whole night.
I thought droids looked kind of cool with the yellow.
They did look kind of cool, but it's just I really wanted to see
changing
those.
Conniption did the best though with the black light. They
yeah.
they checkmated everybody.
I was impressed there were no like weird stains anywhere when that black
Yeah,
light came
yeah.
on.
So
Fortunately,
Conniption has these. You probably saw it on our Instagram or on our Facebook. But Conniption has the lime green strings, and during their last song, they killed all the lights and turned all lights on black lights. So it was just like glowing, amazing. It was so cool.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of getting glowing red strings.
Oh, do it.
That'd be awesome.
Do it. Yeah.
I think that'd be a great contrast. I feel like black and red's very metal and looks badass
That's
with
what
the
my
black
bass
cloak
is.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black and red, yeah.
Yeah, I used to do red strings on the on my Gibson.
I don't think I
'cause-
can do it.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I'm a little wary of doing
Oh,
it
like
right
you
before
heard-
we
I don't
record.
think I can do colored
Right,
strings.
but
I
maybe
mean, think how
afterwards.
quickly we go through strings. And,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
No,
So,
I'm sure
um,
the
expensive.
verdict is still out as to whether I'm a hologram or not.
You might
Um,
not be real.
Yeah,
I mean, I've never really checked, so
Yeah, prove it.
yeah.
I can't.
Hey,
We are-
how can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?
The only
Yeah.
other thing I want to say, you've used the term "we," but Ty, you are the reason for Mad with Power. I mean, you deserve the credit. You've put so much work into it.
Well, yeah, I did a lot of work, but you guys helped out too. So I'm not going to take all the credit. I'm going to be
Mainly in that
I'm
we
gonna
weren't
be
constantly drunk or high.
right. I'm going to
we
be
showed
Functional
Midwestern
adult.
nice.
Yeah.
Everybody
Oh,
was
yeah.
everybody was a functional adult, Midwestern nice. It was great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trademark functional adult.
Trademark functional adult. So yeah,
And it's on the calendar for next year already.
It is, yeah. Real quick rundown. Steel Iron was great. First time seeing them, they were fantastic. It was, you could tell they were like kind of a newer band. It was a couple of people from Architects of the Aftermath who we played with a million years
Really?
ago. The dude comes up, he's like, you remember when we played? I was in Architects. Remember when we played with Caveman's Fire at the PVC? I'm like, oh my god. He's like,
Which one was it?
I still have that
Architects
CD.
opened it.
Architects opened.
Which? No,
BBC,
I like
that's
that
the one where
band.
Yeah.
Elliot
Which
ate an
guy
ostrich
was-
burger.
sorry.
The drummer and one of the guitarists, I think.
I still listen to their music.
Oh, I
think
do
it's
too.
good. I think it's
Yeah,
good.
they were really good.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Steel Iron either go all jeans t-shirts or all glam because they were
Yeah.
kind of half and half.
Yeah,
I think they
agree.
were trying it out.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
I agree. It was like a little weird mix.
yeah. They got to pick something. They got to go all in. But yeah, musically they were great. I liked them a lot.
Love
And
the
they-
synergy. With all
Really,
of them having
really,
the
they had-
flying V's.
yeah,
They had
Rhodes.
really interesting harmonized guitar ideas. Very unique.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
And like you said, one guitarist, the USA Jackson on my side, he had a very kind of Michelangelo Batillo kind of style right hand.
A little bit, yeah.
Inner Siege came up and they were great. What can I say about Inner Siege?
Made an instrumental guitar duel song.
That was sweet.
Yeah. And man, the compliment, I was getting so many compliments from both longtime fans and people that had, this is the first time they saw us, of how, there were no bad bands the whole night, and everybody was like, that's so incredibly rare to have. Well, it is.
Well,
yeah. And especially in a festival scenario, you start to get kind of worn out after a while.
Mm-hmm.
But man, everybody delivered amazing jobs. I mean, they just fantastic.
I think limiting the sets to between 30 and 45 minutes is pretty key.
Yeah.
When bands start playing for longer than an hour, then
Oh yeah.
I think the perception of how long everything is taking drags out even more. So, 40 minutes, 45 minute sets I think are really the way to go, especially if you're going to have 6 bands on the bill.
Yep.
Better to have people going along with what you're saying, wanting more. You know what I mean? Than wishing the thing ended earlier. And I think too, like if you have a variety of different styles of metal, like let's say we had one with like growl vocals, and let's say it was really good, but let's say it was melodic death metal or whatnot. That way, if like some people are not completely into it, it's just 45 minutes. It's not an hour and 15 where they're feeling ear fatigue.
Right.
Yeah.
So after Inner Siege was Conniption, and it was so great to be able to play with. Like it's been like 2 years since we played with Conniption.
So good.
And every time I play with them, I'm reminded of like how amazing they are. They're hands down the kings of metal in Milwaukee. Like I have not, sorry other Milwaukee bands, but I have not. Nobody can really touch them. Sorry.
They're good.
Ty's opinion.
The new album's really good.
They probably have a good stage show too. Like Bill is just like so interactive with the audience and the camera.
Bill is a force of nature.
He is
for sure.
He was remarkably restrained on the whammy bar that night.
I did see one photo of him hitting the whammy bar. I could show it to you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, I agree.
And everybody in Conniption, like they look,
They look intimidating.
They look intimidating. They always look kind of like, I'm a metal guy. I don't want to talk to you about anything except for metal.
Quit wasting my time.
Quit wasting. Yeah, exactly. Quit wasting my time. But man, they are just like the nicest guys. Down in the green room, Bill's like, dude, we gotta like pick a day. Just come over. I'll just come over. We can hang out. We'll play video games all day. I'm like, yes, Bill. God,
I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And they came up with they had a brand new merch booth and sign and the whole shebang, and they were really like,
Their sign was really nice.
Yeah, they really expanded quite a bit their merch selection, which I think is a really good thing. Bill had I should have worn it. Bill has a Bill House shirt.
Saw that.
Which I got, which was
nice.
it was great. It's awesome. So
everything's coming up, Bill House. I hope it says that on the back.
Oh, they missed a golden opportunity for that. I mean, you know
it's
what?
Not too late. There will be more shirts.
You know what? I'm gonna print that on my own one.
Don't tell them, and we'll all show up to the next show with that shirt on.
Oh, dude, wouldn't that be funny? Everything's coming up Bill House. All right, Bill, I hope you're not watching.
I hope he knows Simpsons.
Yeah, he better know Simpsons. So, Conniption played... So, okay, Steel Iron, Inner Siege, Conniption, Automaton. So, okay. Automaton said to me... well, I heard from David, who's the singer, that, like, the guys are going in more of, like, a sludgy direction or, like, a stoner direction. And I'm like, I don't know. Because, their first album was, like, straight up pretty cut and dry power metal, And then all of a sudden to, like, just switch directions and go, like, sludge. I was like, but I like your power metal stuff. And they played mostly stuff off of their new upcoming album. Mm-hmm. And so they were the ones that I was most excited to see because I wanted to see how that translated. And I'm happy to say that I don't think anything that they played was like the kind of sludge that I thought it was going to be. It was a lot closer to power metal. I think maybe there was some, difference in communication in terms of like what sludgy was to them, but it was definitely good. It was definitely like a little bit more of, it was a little bit different, but more of the same. It was a little bit more of a refined tone. I thought their new stuff was great. I don't know what you guys thought, but
I thought it was heavier and darker for sure.
Right.
Maybe that's more what they meant by sludgy. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he sang with more gravel and
Yep.
in his voice than in the last outing.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, they did fantastic. People loved the steampunk look. Their drummer was sick, and apparently he left part of his costume at home. I know this because I found a shirt like amongst our costumes that I accidentally washed, and I was like hanging it up. And I'm like, this isn't ours. And it was like a brown button-up shirt with like the sleeves cut off. And I called up the guys. I'm like, did you guys leave something? And they're like, oh yeah, he forgot his costume. He went to a Goodwill and bought a brown shirt and cut off the sleeves and said, good enough, because he was sick. So he's like, you can throw that away. But yeah, they did a great job even with.
Or you could put it on your wall and make an automaton shrine out of it.
Ooh, yeah.
It's got a sweat on
Not
it.
creepy at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I already cleaned out the sweat
Yeah.
though.
Oh.
Oh man.
Yeah, sprayed it with Febreze.
Yep. Yeah, right. Febreze takes all of the
Automaton
Gig sweat.
gunk
gig
off.
sweat. Man, Febreze. If you're a band on the road and you don't want to be on the road anymore, just spray some Febreze in the van and you'll be transported to a tropical paradise.
Last summer when we played, when we stayed at the Death Libro B&B, it was dude's closet and Febreze that had the Baron costume ready for the next outing.
Oh yeah,
That's how we got it done.
that's how we roll. Rusty nails on the floor, Febreze in the air. That's all we need.
Day drinking in Carnegie.
Yep. Tetanus.
Yeah.
Who needs it? Never heard of it. So, it was them. Then Droid Attack came up. And, I will say, I think they were playing...
Speaking of tetanus.
He said we're playing all of Ty's favorite songs, and it was like Steven Seagal, The Lord,
Brahma Astra.
They opened with Brahma Astra.
Yeah.
and one of the other new tracks.
Yeah.
It wasn't new.
Oh,
Play.
Clawhammer Suicide.
Clawhammer Suicide.
Clawhammer Suicide.
I was so proud. One of my friends had never seen them before. They were playing the post-chorus riff.
Mm-hmm.
And he just turns around and he's like, bro, that's a fucking sick riff. Yes! Fucking riffs.
Riffs, man.
I was really happy that my friends like
Just so groovy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like they were playing like maybe 10 BPM slower than normal just because they'd all been drinking the Droid Attack beer. You know, Brad got up and was like, no. Like, you know, I was expecting to be a little bit more punchy. But yeah, speaking of tetanus, Droid Attack had a long overdue visit from Robo, who got up on the stage and danced around for a couple songs. And who's Robo? I don't know. Yeah, it's me.
You still have cuts on your
Clearly.
arms?
I do.
Tetanus.
The tetanus is coming through.
That's
got
mostly
popcorn.
healed.
Yeah, not bad.
Popcorn lung.
Popcorn lung, and tetanus all over me.
Vape niche.
Vape niche.
Right, you get popcorn lung from vaping.
From vaping, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Or eating popcorn and trying to breathe it. Two main causes.
I love Brad's wall of sound
Yeah.
Mhm.
because it's heavy and fat, but still clear and articulate.
Yep.
His tone's always been like
yep.
exploding asshole.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got those he's got like custom made amps, custom made cabs. They're engraved they're like laser engraved on the back with like the Droids Attack logo and like Brad Van and stuff like that. They were made by some dude who like lives in a cabin in the woods that eats and breathes tone. Yeah, he survives off of just tone. That's all he does.
On a side note, I also really like their beer tappers with the robot on.
Yeah.
I thought those were really
I didn't
neat.
see that.
Yeah.
I wish I got a picture of that. That's one thing I didn't get a picture of is the Lords of the Trident beer tap and the Droids Attack beer tap. But I'm sure Brad's got one. But yeah, so I got up on stage. So the deal with Robo is that I was their dancing robot until I tore my ACL, and then the dancing robot has been gone for like a year and a half
In the repair shop.
But the dancing robot was built for a larger man than I, and it doesn't really fit all that well, and it's really just like sheet metal and wood.
Yeah.
And the arms are made of like ducting that have like open like ends, and you know, had I been thinking ahead of time, usually I bring long sleeve black shirts to sort of like not let my arms show, and that also, you know, doubles as saving me from cutting my arm on the ductwork because it just sort of like it's sort of flying free.
Well, it's metal, and then there's a sharp edge.
Right. So, but you know, I mean, like I had 5 billion other things to think of from Add with Power, so I didn't even think to bring a
Really
long
dropped the
sleeve
ball
shirt.
on that one, Ty.
I did. That's my one regret. So I'm like, fuck it. I put on the costume anyway. I got up there and I started dancing around as Robo, and this arm just started getting slashed, and it was very metal. It started just bleeding like a pro wrestler. I just slashed it just enough.
It was rather pro wrestling looking.
You know.
After having a barbed wire thumbtack match or something.
Yeah. So it just bled down the arm, and it was, very metal. I think I danced for like 2 songs. I'm like, I gotta go downstairs and warm up. I can't do this, for a whole show. I was in the robot costume dancing around going like while they're like just because I knew nobody could hear me. But it was a lot of fun just to get back in that robot costume, and I also remember why that robot costume hates me. So, and then we played, and other than the sound on stage and the lights, the sound out in the room was great. So we played. We had this encore planned. We're like, after Metal C, like, thank you, good night, and we do this whole like walking off stage like, goodbye, unless you want us to play some more, and we're doing the whole like that whole thing, and Andy just like turns on the music, and we're like looking at each other like,
guess we're done.
Do we?
Well, the music came on, and then about 2/3 of the crowd started shuffling away.
Yeah.
Like back to the bar or toward the exit or whatever.
Yeah. So I guess we're like, okay.
I guess we're done. We did play an 11-song set.
Yeah, we did.
So, I mean, we played plenty. And I would be really shocked if all the people there had never heard Skyforce or Chains on Fire before, which were our planned encores. So, I think, and at the time, we got done with Metal C. I kind of, like, fuck, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So, I was actually okay with being done with Metal C.
Yeah, I think it was fine.
Okay.
It was fine. It was just like...
We played over an hour, so, I mean, we played a long set, and I think it was fine.
A lot of our newer stuff is faster and harder as
and
well.
difficult.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Vocally difficult, playing-wise
technically
difficult.
Yeah.
And Kill to Die, so...
And Kill to Die just, cause fuck you.
We played a whole bunch of notes. I think they liked them.
Yeah. The notes were played and it was good. So, also it was probably good that we finished when we did, because I had to pack up all the arcade games, get them back in the truck, bring them all back to
there was still a lot of work that had to be done after we did Metal C. And there's a lot to be done yet, so...
Yep.
So we did that. I think I went to bed at like 3:45, and Automaton and Interseed stayed with us, and then I woke up at like 8:30 and started making breakfast, and breakfast was great, and we had 19 people over for breakfast, something like that. Everybody had a super fun time. It was really nice because we received a lot of things. Like Doug, of course, bless his heart, Doug brought 24 donuts from Sweetwater, which, by the way, we had a donut shoot-off at the Legions of Metal Fest. I think I told you guys about this, where I brought some Greenbush. Michelle brought some donuts from like the best donut place in Appleton, and Doug brought Sweetwater. Unfortunately, we all agreed. I mean, unfortunately because I thought Greenbush was pretty good. Sweetwater won hands down. It was no contest.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
There are a couple newer donut places in Madison that are
Hertz
better than
Donuts.
Greenbush, I'd say.
Yeah.
Someone had brought Hertz Donuts to the last Patreon, right?
I thought it was delicious. That was like the first time I had warm donuts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And there's another one on State Street who's
Supposed
owned
to be
by
really good.
the wife of the guy, the head chef of Latois. I can't remember its name, but those donuts are fucking great.
Probably knows what
Tori
they're doing.
Miller's wife, yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Probably know what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, those are close to Sweetwater's level, so I'll have to do another shoot-off sometime.
If you ever go to Portland, they have a place called, I know they're known
Voodoo
for Blue,
Donut.
Voodoo. No, the one I was going to say is actually really good. That's Vetter's Blue Star.
I went to that one.
Yeah, that one's incredible.
Very
I mean,
good.
it's expensive, but I mean, we're talking about, these are like gourmet donuts.
Artisan
The State
donuts.
Street
Artisan
one
donuts, yeah.
is like reminded me of that.
Yeah, that was funny. I haven't been that one State Street, but that when I saw images, I'm like, it looks a lot like Blue Star.
Yeah, it's like an empty room with like one counter. It's like you may have one donut. It's fucking amazing.
That's all you get.
That's
I
all
think
you need.
something hard, and you know me, I
If
like
you'd like to see the face of God again, that'll be another $3.50.
I love trying new foods, new restaurants, and whatnot. And as a band, when we go places, I wonder I'm often look at the city ahead of time and try to find places to eat. But one problem I have when you go to a very like artisan, high-end place is like when the portion is so small for how much you pay. Even if I completely understand the labor, the ingredients, and whatnot. it's so hard because things like cookies and donuts, I can't just eat one.
Right, you want
Like,
two.
like I want to, yeah, exactly, just
Yeah.
at least two. And so it's very hard to limit yourself, to control yourself and be like, okay, I just dropped $4 on a single one.
Don't.
Yeah.
It's
Hockey?
very hard to limit yourself.
It's
Yeah.
very hard to
Hockey
limit
stuff.
yourself.
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
All
I'm
right.
good.
It's very hard to limit me.
Take that.
Yeah. So
Brent
yeah.
has the will of steel over there. He will not be swayed or tempted.
No.
Yeah.
Yep. Fuck all you guys.
Yeah.
So I mean, Mad with Power was like overall amazing. Super blown away by the support of you people, the Patreon backers, because I mean, 90% of the people that bought the gold and silver VIP tickets were Patreon backers. And when I said like, how many people are here on the Patreon, it was like a huge reaction in the crowd. So like,
you people keep this ship
Yeah.
afloat.
you do.
Shit.
I mean, really, honestly, the thing that really blew me, and I said this at the concert, and I'll say it again. The thing that blew me away the most, was like back when I came up with this idea in January of this year. I had the idea of like, oh, we'll do a gold VIP and a silver VIP. I don't know what they'll be, what I can offer that will be worth it, but I'll do it. And so I put up these tickets that were $100 to this, for gold VIP. I have 5 of them for this stupid little fest full of like local-ish bands, like non-famous bands, and like I didn't have anything in terms of like what gold VIP entailed, except like you get access to the free seating area or like the VIP seating area, and you'll help support the fest. And they sold out like in 3 weeks. They were gone, and there was nothing attached to it at all. It's just like people just bought them, and it was all Patreon people.
They
It's
believe in
inspiring,
us.
that support.
It was very
Yeah,
inspiring. It was humbling, and it was like terrifying. Because I was like, oh god,
Well, now you got to deliver.
now I gotta deliver.
What was the farthest that someone traveled? Did someone indeed come from Texas?
Canada was probably. I don't know if the guy
Probably
from
Scott.
Texas was there,
Okay.
but yeah, Scott from Canada was probably the farthest. And he God, Scott, he was so. Scott is so Canadian nice that he wanted to buy a gold VIP ticket, even though I couldn't give him the package. He's like that night. He's like, hey, Ty, I know you don't have any gold VIP ticket stuff, but I just want to give you $100. And I'm like,
You already helped us move all those cabinets.
no, you already, yeah, like,
Goddamn.
like just next year, man. Like, I appreciate it, I really do, and I get what he's, he's just happy to have this, and he's happy to have the community, and he's happy to have,
Well, by all indications, I think him and Jonathan and Michelle and Sean from Iowa
Yep.
had a blast.
Oh yeah, Jonathan was there too. Sorry, I forgot.
They went to New Glarus Brewery and the Glarnerstube and
Yeah.
just got a good cross section of South Central Wisconsin. So
We got 2 orders of fondue, and we just destroyed that fondue. And of course, like at the Glarnerstube, if you've ever been, you finish your fondue, and like 20 minutes later you get your meal, and you're all like,
Fondue is like a meal in itself. Dan and I went there when you visited recently.
They brought out a plate of rushti.
I was gonna be
that
my
was
next
this
question.
big.
Yeah.
And we're like,
what is that?
rushti is hash brown potatoes with Swiss cheese and onions, like baked in the middle.
Delicious. Yeah.
It's
like
so
a giant hash brown.
Chainsaws, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But we had finished that. We'd
Chainsaw.
finished. What?
You
We'd finished
had
2
that, I think. Remember when we did a Turner Hall Day a couple years ago?
Yeah.
We I would wager that you had got the Rushti
I
there.
think I did. I just didn't remember its name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Joe was also
Yeah.
at the
Yeah,
thing.
Joe-
Dr.
yeah.
Vitus made
Dr.
a
Vitus made a
guest
medical
appearance.
The only
appearance.
thing is so happy
See him.
to see him. Like, I know he's such a busy guy.
Yeah.
And definitely to the viewers, let us know about suggestions for what bands you'd like to see us bring in. Especially for like headliners, whatnot. If we want to reach out more, so if you want to see like Judicator, Periphery, High Spirits, whatnot, like let us know so we can contact these bands.
Well,
High Spirits.
speaking of that,
Yeah. Bible
Yeah.
of the Devil.
Bible the Devil.
Do they still exist?
They probably. We should call Joe and ask him about Popcorn Lung, but since Brett isn't here. But speaking of bands for next year, I can announce. I announced over email today. I can announce a couple of bands that will be at Mad with Power 2 Judgment Day. Or we got to think of it better.
The Powering.
Yeah, Mad with Power 2. This time it's personal.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo, yeah, something like that. So, our first band that will be appearing at Mad with Power 2. You know them. You love them. Lords of the Trident.
Hey.
It's so surprising, right?
Officially.
I can't believe it. They're actually going to be... Okay, this next band that will be at Mad with Power 2. From Madison, the stoner metal fun guys, mushrooms, Subatomic
Yeah.
will be there.
They're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
The next band will be from all the way from Calgary. No.
Fort Wayne.
No,
Fort
we're
Wayne.
not. I'm talking about
Indiana.
no.
Different
All
band.
the way from Canada, the west coast of Canada, ladies and gentlemen, our good friends Scythia will be re-invading the United States, specifically to play Mad with Power, and I've heard that they're going to be touring on perhaps a new album, but they're coming down from Mad with
Sweet.
Power. They are confirmed. Yep.
I wonder if I could do a cameo with them if I learn their oboe
Oboe.
parts real quick.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Because all of their old stuff had an oboe player.
Well, that'd be awesome.
I'll have to send them a message.
Do it.
You guys could have
and
a
look into it.
You could have a down picking competition as well.
Oh.
Do you
I would
remember?
probably lose.
That guy's like a machine.
Yeah.
Dizzy? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Aki already gave it away, but
This must be
All the way
faster.
from John Wayne, Indiana.
the speed metal, power metal overlords, Zephaniah. If you like Dragon Force and strangely bearded men, you're gonna fucking love Zephaniah. Because if you haven't seen Zephaniah, you probably, if you've been to enough of our shows, you've probably seen Zephaniah at some point or another. But yeah, Zephaniah is really, really great. They're from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and they are playing Mad with Power 2018. And our final announcement, final for the night, is our good friends from the state of North Carolina, not South Carolina, Mega Colossus,
Yeah.
just confirmed this morning.
How many bands is that?
God, we have the roster
That's
almost
5.
filled. Jesus.
Yep.
Shit.
Yep. We have room for one more and a headliner. I have ideas for a big headliner for next year. Someone, famous, more famous than we are, basically. And I've put some feelers out. And so if everybody out there can just keep their fingers crossed for like the next month until you see the next podcast, I know it'll be terrible for your life, to just like pick up things and type with crossed fingers, but I need you to do this for me, so that we can make this happen. There's some definite possibilities of some bands that I think everybody would be very, very excited to have come to Mad with Power and to see, and something that will sort of pave the way for Mad with Power to be bigger and better, and continue the momentum. And yes, next year there will be more arcade games. We'll still have the mead on tap. We'll do all sorts of fun stuff. We'll do giveaways, and we'll have the shirts. It'll be great.
Can we get more exotic animals for the petting zoo?
Yes. Yep. Next year, I'm actually
I
thinking.
mean, I
about
enjoyed
maybe
the crimson-tailed boa, but
I'm thinking about a sloth because the boa was a little bit too much work.
Yeah.
The poop smelled terrible.
Yeah.
That was a bad cleanup. Also,
Don't get
returning it
snakes
to the zoo
barking.
at 4 a.m. was not fun.
Yeah.
I wish they would have let us hold on to it. But anyway, so yes, Mad with Power 2 is going to be on August 28th. That's a Saturday, 2017. We're saying heck with Labor Day weekend. I don't need to fight with Taste of Madison. I don't need to fight with the JJO crowd. If they want to go be angry at their dads and eat some food at noon up at this, they can go do that. Nonpoint or Wayland wants to
Miranda.
wants to rock your face out, then that's fine. But not for us, baby. Woo!
All right.
Yep. So, mark your calendars. August 25th of next year. Hey, I think it's time for Aki's cat picture of the month.
Woo!
Woo!
Phenomena.
Cool. So,
I'm gonna pull up the cat pic so we can
Got
see it. Oh man, this is a good one, Aki.
so man,
Nice
normally I'm a big fan. I'm a sucker for green eyes, but I love this cat's amber eyes. This cat is only 3 months old, but he already, I see such wisdom
Yeah.
in his eyes. Like, he has a lot to tell me and all of us.
Yeah.
Right?
And
What is
has
he
this-
telling? What is he
definitely
telling
a
you?
confident charmer.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, he's just looking at us, and he can read our body language and be like, yo, you put on this exterior, but you're insecure about these things. I'll be like, I am insecure about that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question about
yeah.
this cat. You say he's a confident charmer. Where would this cat take you out on a date?
Somewhere that can make a damn good martini, because, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think the cat would do that on the bar?
He's a cat that realizes this bullshit to do the shake with the martini. You're supposed to stir it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's classy because he's a British short hair, and those cats are super plush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You notice how he's really well lit, Aki?
Yeah.
Pro tip.
Oh yeah, a camera tip. Yeah.
You can look at the reflection in their eyes and figure out what kind of lighting setup they used.
So
Really?
was this professionally taken with light, or was it
I mean,
Kind of looks
like?
Yeah,
Are you
they
able to
use nice
tell
equipment,
if
yeah.
it was just someone with an SLR, or can you tell if, like,
its eyes, you will see if it was set up professionally.
they have an SLR and a nice lens and nice focus and a nice softbox. That's all I can tell you.
Nice.
I can't tell you if they're professional and made money off of it.
Oh, okay. The cat definitely, though, strikes me as having a lot of confidence and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And, confidence is sexy. Not cockiness, but confidence.
That's
Right.
true. That's true.
Are you calling someone?
Are you
Yeah,
listening to the cat?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the cat can tell me about life.
What's that? Burn them all?
What's
No.
Burn everything.
Hello?
Do you want me to drink you?
Hey,
I'm in the
Joe.
middle of a trial.
You're on the podcast. We've got a question for you about popcorn lung.
Popcorn lung.
Yeah, can you tell us? So Brett's not here today, so we had to do a substitute Dr. Vitus medical corner. Do you have any advice for anybody with suffering with popcorn lung?
Oh God. Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Yeah, I know.
Also, your professor's here, so you better know.
First step would probably be to see a doctor.
That's dumb.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, definitely a thing that you should do.
Okay, well, I guess if you don't have any advice for popcorn lung, can you tell us something gross that happened to you recently?
Yeah, tell us about a GI bleed.
Shit. Yeah.
This is fun. We gotta call Joe every month and put him on the spot.
Shit.
Something gross that happened to me recently.
Besides going to Mad with
a guy
Power.
puked on me. I had a guy puke on me at work the other day.
Oh yeah.
I would call that gross.
Yeah.
That'll do the trick, yeah.
Why'd he puke?
Yep.
No.
I'm pretty sure he had a bowel obstruction. But,
Oh.
Yeah.
So
A lot of people.
So Joe, sorry.
It was quite a bit. It was probably close to I want to say half a gallon.
Oh wow.
Oh my God.
Because we had the pink bucket, the pink puke bucket, and it was pretty much half full.
That's two of these.
Yeah. We're drinking a half of a growler of John S. Rodell Brewery from Peoria, Illinois, and that would fill up this half growler if it was half a gallon, right?
Twice.
Oh, twice. Oh,
Yeah.
a half a gallon is.
Twice.
Oh, a gallon is 128, right? Oh wow, jeez, man.
I think so. Yeah.
Joe,
Okay.
I had a quick question. Now,
What's up?
is there a time limit in terms of how easily you can identify the stuff that came up when they threw up. Like, if someone ate, like, something bad, do they need to throw up within a couple hours for, like, the doctor to be able to be like, oh, it's a bad piece of ham in your throw up that made you throw up?
We don't really need to identify what people throw up, as long as it's not, like, blood or, like, medications. Like, sometimes, like, if we give someone, like, pills and they throw them up right away, we have to try and, like, see which ones they threw up.
Ah.
But, like, if they just had, like, a pastrami on rye or something like that, yeah, we don't really care.
Not even just for fun.
Huh.
They got better. They're on the clock. They got better shit to
We
do.
don't dig around in the vomit just for fun.
Like,
Fine.
I could see, like, looking over someone's puke after they threw up on you and being like, A. China off of University Avenue. Of
knew it.
course.
I knew it.
Of course.
It had to be AA China. Well, Joe, thanks for that gross medical fact and for pinch hitting on such short notice for me to suddenly call you. And
No problem.
thanks for coming. Thanks for coming to Mad with Power.
You're welcome. I just looked up in my book. I looked up bronchiolitis obliterans, which is the medical term for popcorn lung.
Yeah.
And the pretty much only treatment for it is a lung transplant.
Whoa.
And even after that, the people have a high chance of redeveloping popcorn lung because it's a common complication of rejection,
Oh, wow.
lung rejection.
I've heard that you can get popcorn lung from vaping too much, from being a part of the vape niche.
I don't think that that's true, but I haven't read.
Well, Joe, Brent
Okay,
told me
but
that, and Brent's usually not wrong.
I know you can get it from Vape Nation and from trying to breathe popcorn. We have some here on the set today.
Yeah.
Oh my god, a lung
Breathing
transplant.
popcorn, I think, is the leading cause of popcorn lung.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Wouldn't it be so funny if you get a lung transplant from a dog and then you started panting every time you ran?
I don't think you can get a lung transplant from a dog, again. I don't think that
I
works.
want to hear a tied pant.
You could with a conversion kit.
Conversion kit.
All right, Joe, thanks a bunch. We'll talk to you soon.
No problem.
Bye, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, buddy.
Okay.
Man, I hate
Can you
that
do that
guy.
pant thing again? That was hilarious.
Yeah. So, Mad with Power, huge success. Mad with Power 2 coming your way. Popcorn lung, don't get it. You'll need a lung transplant. Don't breathe this stuff. Don't vape niche. Don't do it. Let's. Are you still thinking about me having a dog's lung? How would that even work? With
You need a conversion kit. Yeah.
You can't get a conversion kit for
like
a
an
lung.
O-ring.
Yeah.
Well, what you gotta do here, see, this is a factory, what is that, off warranty or off non-factory part, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So your lung is 3/8 of an inch. What you need is a 5/16.
Yeah, that's right. Now, I got this piece of PVC piping we could probably make do the trick here.
You should totally, like, in the future, if we call Joe, you should do, like, Colbert Report when you call Joe, have, like, a really unflattering picture of him.
Okay, I'll totally do that
We
this
can
time.
retroactively do that
we can
now.
do it this time.
Right.
Wait, are you saying all this stuff on the green screen isn't live, Ty?
Oh, whoops,
So what am I
sorry.
seeing right now?
Yeah, well, you're clearly seeing,
An unflattering picture of Brent right now.
Yeah.
I got the perfect one in mind, even.
Or that
really?
or that picture from TRIDENTCast like 11 where I transplanted our heads on a bunch of buff dudes.
Mm.
You know, to show them,
Riding segways.
yeah, to show them what it looks like with their shirts off. So anyway, let's
Stop, man. I need to stop laughing. Okay.
let's rapid fire through some other stuff.
Okay. So Colorado, did we even talk about that?
We didn't.
Oh my god.
Here's the long and short of it. We went to we did this 4-day
Omaha.
tour. We went to Omaha and played with Fallen Rain and Our Sovereign Souls. Yes.
Yeah.
It was definitely a show.
It was a show.
We met a nice fellow UW major in forestry,
Yep.
and he actually knew of Frostburn before even seeing us, which
Yeah.
is incredible.
Yeah, we brought out a decent number of people to the show, like 4.
Wednesday nights.
Wednesday night, baby.
numbers.
Out of town.
It's worth
We-
that.
We stayed with Lee from Fallen Rain, and Lee's house was a fucking mansion.
Oh my god. He had like a cat, like 2 cats, 2 dogs.
And the place was beautiful. Like
A mini
probably
bar
the
down there.
best place we've ever stayed at
We have
ever.
like 12 jazz bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And he sells martial arts equipment. Like
Who knew selling nunchucks like
this guy has the life.
the
I gotta
margin
tell
on
ya.
those must be huge.
I mean, really. So big thanks to Lee for letting us crash. And man, your house is nice. Damn, dude.
Talking
Yeah, that's a very
fucking
nice
Lee.
guy.
Talking about fucking Lee.
Yeah.
So then we went to Fort Collins. We played a great show at this. We played a great show at this art space, where art.
It's literally
was-
an art gallery
It was an
above,
art
just
gallery.
like in the floor above the stage.
Oh,
And the
Brett-
name The Artery makes more sense then.
Yep. Joe sent us a Snopes.com vaping causes popcorn lung. I think
I
it's
don't
fake.
want to know the truth.
Yeah, I guess you don't.
The Snopes.
So we played at this place that normally does like art shows to show off artwork, and we caused a mosh pit. And they said that was the first time a mosh pit has ever been created in an art gallery. So
That
we
was-
did it. Internet, we did it.
And we got to play with Stella Luce
Did.
and Nick Duarte's band.
Post Paradise.
Paradise, sorry. Yeah.
Nick Duarte's Post
Paradise.
Paradise, featuring
Featuring-
Nick
Oh.
Duarte of Nick Duarte's Post Paradise.
So that was the second world record we broke.
Yeah, that
The
was.
mosh pit. The first world record was the pedals.
Yeah. So
Longest pedal chain.
that day before the show, there was a Guinness Book of World Records attempt, which
Stepping on the longest pedal.
Hey-o.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which we shattered. We helped to shatter. Longest continuous pedal chain of guitar pedals that were all connected to each other, all turned on, all working, going into a single amp and a single guitar. And yes, it did work. It was 212 pedals. So we now...
The tone must have sucked.
It was bad. Yeah. It was what you would think it sounded like.
Yeah, fairly muffled. I'm sure you got a lot of high end cut.
Yep.
And it was Brett's birth. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting.
No, go ahead.
It was Brett's birthday,
Brett-
and like, his best friend and his girlfriend like flew in and surprised him.
Yeah, they both
Yeah.
caught a Frontier flight for like $99 into Denver, rented a car, and they surprised him. We were like outside, and I saw them like peek around the corner, and they're like, "Ty," and I'm like, "Huh?" You know, and I go over, like, "Where's Brett? We're surprising him." So we had just loaded in, and I go, and our van was still out there, and I'm like, I was like, "Hey Brett, I think there's a piece of your rack still out here. I think it's yours. It's this thing. It's like it looks drummy. I don't know. Come on out. I'm not sure what it is." He's like, "I thought I brought everything back in with me." And he jumps out there like, "Surprise!" And he oh my god, he was super, super happy. We got some sweet footy of it. I'll put it up here.
Josh and Kenzie.
Yep. So we had a really, really, really great show in Fort Collins. We were supposed to play Denver the next night, but that fell through. So we did an acoustic show in Fort Collins, thanks to Elena from Post Paradise, and we stayed with her too. Stella Luce, not Post Paradise. I'm sorry. Thanks to Elena from Stella Luce, and stayed with her, and her new house is fantastic.
Awesome.
She's just amazing. She's good
super-
people.
I think like literally as we were driving away, we're just like, she is so chill, like just
Yep.
so cool, laid back.
One of the
nicest
people. Like, man,
I think like sorry to interrupt again.
No.
But like I think when talking about like friends and relationships, boyfriend girlfriend type things too, like we've all been there. We've been with someone that you have to like put on a facade, like you're trying to impress them or you're trying to be cool or whatnot. And she's one of those just awesome people that's just like you don't have to do anything. You just be chill. You can just like do nothing. You can just like sit and chill on the couch and talk. Like she's super cool.
She stood in with us at Odell.
Yeah,
she did. She
Played viola with us for Metal C and
which was super cool.
Rockin' in the Free World and
Mhm.
another one. I think it was just
Just
those
those
two.
two.
It was still pretty cool.
So we, she managed to convince the Odell Brewery in Fort Collins that, Lords of the Trident, the most metal band on earth, would be a good fit for their outdoor acoustic concert series, which took, it was no small feat. It was quite gargantuan, in fact.
We have the email chain to prove it.
Yep. They were very, 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 very reluctant about the whole thing. And, she said, hey, if this doesn't go over well, you can never book me again. She kind of put her reputation on the line. And luckily, we delivered, and they were just over the moon about us. Everybody loved it. The whole staff at Odell thought we did a great job. They were actually like, dude, when can you come back again? I'm like, we're from Madison, Wisconsin, but we'll come back again soon. They loved it. They loaded us up with beer, to take home. I think I just finished the last Odell.
It was a good change up from the endless stream of folk Americana they normally have.
Yeah. So we had a super fun time. I will say one thing that I learned while in Colorado. Never, ever take the advice of someone with blonde dreadlocks. Just, if somebody with blonde dreadlocks says, this is good, you should do this, don't listen to him. Trust your gut.
Do about 1/30.
I just do 300 milligrams.
Do about 1/30 of what he says. Otherwise, you're going to have a real bad time, or just maybe not the greatest of times.
We'll just leave it at that.
We'll just leave it at that. We'll just say that right there.
Other things that happened, Brian played a sitar.
Yeah.
And we went to a kids science center.
So cool. Yeah, Nick from Post Paradise works at the Discovery Center in Fort Collins, which is this interactive museum, and they just so happen to have music as a display, and so we went and geeked out at the displays, and we got to see a dome show with David Attenborough.
Yeah, that was great.
Talking about flying dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It was quite amusing.
Aki went up to the kid playing the guitar and smacked him and stole it from him. And,
Yep.
This is how you do it.
Yep.
Get out of here.
We all got
Beat
in a
it.
room and played the instruments we regularly play together. That was pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget on the shit trip, you showed us old Joe Bonamassa. And,
Yeah.
We
if
may
Sean,
have listened
if
to a little bit of Joe
if Sean
on
is
that drive.
a
Just a
DeLorean... Oh, sorry.
Sean
Go
Lord.
ahead.
If Sean Delory of Sean Delory's Force Field... X...
X.
Yeah.
Sean Delory, previously of Sean Delory's
Yeah.
Force Field, featuring Sean Delory for Sean Delory's Force Field.
But he had a great, funny post on Facebook being like, Facebook's really trying to get me to like Joe Bonamassa, but it's not happening. Well, I'd never heard Joe Bonamassa, but he's definitely, I feel like, one of the modern guitar heroes these days. I mean, like, Dunlop has the Joe Bonamassa wah, and there's a there's a bunch of signature Joe Bonamassa things. And when we crossed into Mountain Time, Ty played Mountain Time.
Yep.
And by the way, I checked out the original.
Not to mention about 7 times before we crossed into Mountain Time too.
And,
but also
and after on the way to Kansas City.
and then 13 more times.
Yeah.
And
It's just so it's like a nice warm cup of coffee.
Yeah.
That song.
now,
You
here's
know?
the funny thing: I had checked out on YouTube the original song,
Yeah.
and it sounds nothing like it. The version you showed
Really?
me, yes, the original sounds way different. I'll have to play afterwards, and I don't like it as much. It's good, but it's not.
Is it also by Joe?
Joe Bonamassa, yeah. And right, no, that's what I'm saying. The original album version, his live version is just unique and very long with an intro solo, and he does that breathy voice that Ty's going to show right now.
Yes, mountain. Yep.
That's what it sounded like.
Yep. It sounded like a dog panting the whole time.
Good way.
The funny thing was, is that came up in my Pandora. That's how I knew about it. And I was sitting working, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then about 3-4 minutes, and I'm like, this is like a nice warm cup
I just
of
want
coffee.
some fair trade
Just-
coffee right now.
I just want to say, I'm just I sit back in my chair a little bit, yeah. Mountain
These
time.
farmers were paid a good wage.
Mountain time, And then I'm like, who's this? I'm like,
Blue
Joe
Mountain.
Joe Manamana.
So then when we crossed over to Mountain Time, I'm like, and Aki's like, what are you doing? I'm like, Joe Bonamana.
Yeah, I feel like Bonamassa, it's like spelling banana. Like, don't even try. Like,
Right.
you're in for a world of hurt.
Right. So, so we
Banana.
So then after Fort Collins, so we did all that, and it was super fun. Fort Collins was a blast. Just hanging out, being back in Colorado after so long was super great. Got to see a bunch of the people from the band swap program there, and it just it just felt like kind of like a homecoming. They gave us such a good time last time we were there. And man, it was just like they were so appreciative of us coming
It was
back.
so nice.
And I can't say enough good things about the city. Can't say enough good things about Stella Luce and Post Paradise. I'm not gonna jinx this, but there is a chance that Post Paradise might be coming on October 27th to Rochester to play with us.
What?
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
And they're going to stay with Charles and all that sort of, and just hang out, have some barbecue, and so anyway. But so then afterwards we, on our way back to Madison, we stopped by Kansas City, and I know what you're thinking.
Unfortunately,
it was rain. It was torrential downpour, and I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Ty, Madison to Omaha to Fort Collins to Kansas City to Madison. That's a lot of driving, and you'd be absolutely right. I was a little worried, because this trip was like probably one of the trips that had the longest drives, the longest consecutive drives, like back to back to back to back, and this was really, really more than anything else the test of the new Trident mobile. We did over 2,000 miles on those 4 shows, and it performed admirably. Everything was perfect. I jackknifed the trailer once, but everything was okay. I've since fixed the bumper.
Good.
So the bumper's fixed. But knock on couch, everything was great. Big thanks to our friends at Phoenix Foreign Car Service for fixing it up, keeping on top of all the stuff. We couldn't have done it without those guys.
they're awesome.
Yep.
It was great not having to worry about the fucking car breaking down.
Right? Fuck the van. So
Yeah. Fuck, I hate it.
so that's good. So now that we've kind of tested it pretty thoroughly, I mean we're in the process of starting to think about some longer haul things that maybe we can do in the future. So we did Kansas City. It was super duper rainy. We played with our good friends Van Lade.
There are a decent amount of people there, though.
Yeah, I mean there were
for a rainy night.
the people that were there were like hardcore metalheads. Like those guys were like had their battle jackets on. They were ready to rock and roll. I mean they were good.
Van Lade kind of reminds me of Zephaniah, that it's like full bore every song.
Oh yeah. They go all out, and that venue was like the darkest venue I think we've ever played at.
I agree, it was really dark.
When we put our I'm glad we had our merch booth, because that was like the only source of light.
I would feel like that and the Melody Inn were both really dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all in all, good shows, good crowd. Stayed with Van Lade that night. That was fun. We just kind of like blew up our beds and hit the hay because we were like road worn and we were ready to go home.
Nope. It's all yours. Go for it.
Sweet. Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, that tour was actually in the words of Aki, actually pretty good.
Yeah.
We came home in the black, which is
always a victory.
Yeah. Totally, up until recent times with the new Trident mobile has been sort of a rare occurrence, so that's good.
Yeah, when you don't have to spend $500 every outing fixing something,
right? You
can make a lot more money. It's crazy.
Believe it or not.
Fucking math. How does that work?
Yeah. And then so that was just amazing, and we put up the Colorado trip footy.
Gotta play in Denver someday, though.
We will play in Denver. I've actually made some inroads with some other like lesser known power metal bands from Denver that I want to get in on like the next trip. Cool. We have a couple shows so there's a couple shows coming up to leave you with here. We've got next week we're playing in Minneapolis at the Amsterdam bar with Green Death, which is they're really fun. Like they're a really good thrash band. I will play some Green Death here Really excited to be playing with those guys. It's put on by Roar of the Underground, which used to be like a web-only show, but they moved to a terrestrial radio station because they got so popular. So, like, kudos to them. They contacted us. They've been longtime supporters of the Lords. They contacted us. They said, hey, we want to do this show to, like, celebrate the fact that we're moving over to terrestrial radio. We want to have you guys on it. So we're like, absolutely, dude. So we're doing that. And then, like, basically after that, we are more or less, like, sequestering ourselves in the studio.
Did I have a show the next day?
No.
You're thinking of October.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In
So
October, we'll do the 2 shows in a row, right? Yeah.
October 7th, we're going to do our last Madison show for this whole year.
Oh yeah, Crystal Corner,
At
right?
the Crystal Corner. So
our
if you're in
favorite
Madison,
places to
come
play.
out and see it. We're playing with a new band out of Monroe, actually, believe it or not.
Really? Who is it?
Primal Enemy. Which are they met me outside of a metal show, outside of the metal showcase.
Oh, and he handed us
a demo CD.
Oh my
and-
god.
And it was one of the
Yeah, I remember that.
I admire his gumption.
Yeah.
B.
That's High Noon, right?
Yeah, it's at High Noon. Like
like cutting your
that.
jib.
I do like the cut of his jib. Like, man, anybody that comes out and is like, hey man, I'm in this band, here, listen to my CD, like, that was me. Like, you
It
know,
takes a little bit of
3-4
guts,
years
yeah.
ago. Like, A+, dude, go for it.
Oh,
Keep doing
that's
that.
awesome.
You know, and his demo actually, like, you know, I'll be straight up, like, not a lot of demos that I put in and I'm like, oh, this is good. You know, it's more like, oh, this is
Well, it's
Good.
more a question of like, is there potential here or not? Maybe.
right.
Yeah.
But I made it through the whole demo. I actually listened to the demo like twice over.
Nice.
It was damn good songs.
Sustainable
Is it just
soil.
us and them?
Yeah, exactly. It's us, them, and Johnny
Rock-
Likes Noise.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Johnny Knight.
Or is it I just thought it was
is
the
that
Rotten
Tim
Tommies?
Budnowski
No.
band?
What?
Is that
No.
okay.
They played at the Johnny Likes Noise played at the Breakthrough Artist.
So they're local Madison.
Not last year, but the year before, I think, or maybe it was last year. But yeah, they're fun. They're punk. They're cool.
Nice. Okay.
You know.
Sweet.
And then we've got another show up in Minnesota in Rochester at the North Star Bar. Charles is booking it from Minos, and he's putting together a great lineup. Post Paradise may be playing, and then the next day, we are
Skull
going to be
Bone
playing.
Fest.
Not the Skull, the Rock and Skull Fest.
Yeah.
And who's playing there, Rocky?
Rat, Eddie Money, White Stripes.
Yep, Eddie Money and White Stripes.
If I could walk
Peter
on
Gabriel,
water, would you
Toto.
believe in me?
Uriah's Heep is on the deck to play that.
God damn it.
But yeah, Bullet Boys, Enough's Enough.
Zoot
so
Money and
wonderful.
the Sunshine Band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're sold out. I think they're actually there's 600 tickets sold out. This year apparently the Rock and Skull Fest had like a bit of a it was kind of difficult because they had it in a dome. Actually, they were planning on selling like thousands of tickets. They had Ace Frehley. They had like a bunch of really famous bands.
Metal does better in rooms at right angles, not domes.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, and I guess the dome fell through, and so a bunch of the bigger bands fell off.
We have perfect
But-
weather here
Just
today
like a
under the
tarp when we
dome.
played Warriors of Metal.
The funny thing is that Enough's Enough, who is not the headliner of the night we're playing, but it's like the one before the headliner. The album they got famous for, Doug made that.
Really?
Doug, our producer, made that album.
Wow.
So it's kind of funny. We'll have to talk to them about Doug and tell them we say hi for Doug.
Yeah.
So we're playing that,
Yeah.
and then that is it for 2017. We're just going to be right in the record.
Good stuff
Yeah.
going.
We got 13 songs that are in the can, and we're going to be starting to do that. We're also recording the acoustic songs, so
Yep.
those will be out very, 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 very soon. And we're hoping to have the album, mostly on its way by the end of the year. We're headlining the Mead and Metal Fest in January in Madison, 2018, and we just got added to Randy's NYDM Spring Bash with
April
Hellstar.
20th?
Yeah, 420 baby. So. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh. And lastly, in August, in addition to the tour, we saw the eclipse.
Yes, I completely forgot about that.
We drove 7 hours south and we saw the eclipse.
It feels like August had been like a complete blur for me because we did
so much happened.
Colorado tour. I went out to California to Heidi's best friend got married and a good friend of ours, and then we went to Minneapolis for their second marriage because they're both from Japan. And they got married once in California. They did like a second ceremony up in Minnesota. The next day, Aki and I drove down. Aki and I and Joe and Dan drove down to Carbondale, Illinois, where Aki's from originally. We got to see the eclipse in the full path of totality, which, like, seriously was absolutely insane, incredible, indescribable. 7 years from now, it's going to be over Carbondale again. You have to go. We have to go.
I wish it lasted half an hour. It was amazing.
It was one of those things that, like, you know, people go like, oh yeah, you gotta go see the eclipse, and you're like, is it really worth it? From seeing it, it is really, 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 really worth it. Like, that is one of the things that, like, I'm so glad I got to see that before I died. Like, oh my god, it was so cool.
It was nice though. I mean, Eclipse, went to Scratch Brewery, hang out with the two cats.
Yep.
Watch some bad films.
Yeah. Oh, we I thought I'd end it on talking about Michael Bolton's Big Sexy Valentine's Day special.
That was good.
Aki and I watched. If you have Netflix, look up just in your search, type Michael Bolton. And the first thing that'll come up is Michael Bolton's Big Sexy Valentine's Day special. Now, I know what you're initially thinking. You're saying, Ty, I'm not interested. But it is made by The Lonely Island. Does that pique your interest? Yeah?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. And it is absolutely
really
hilarious. It was so hilarious that I ended up watching it again with Heidi. And I'm going to say something that will probably get me kicked out of the Metal Club for life. I'm going to say it right now. Okay, so if you got young children in the room, please usher them out at this moment. If you don't want my reputation to be ruined forever, you can shut off the podcast right now. You can just go to the next one. Here goes. Michael Bolton's a really fucking great singer. Really, really, really good singer.
Are you saying there's good singers outside of metal? Is that what you're saying right now?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, you know, Michael Bolton sings a lot of stupid, sappy love songs. I mean, that's basically
How
all...
am I supposed to live without you?
I mean, that's basically all he sings, right? But, like, you know, looking at his technique, looking at his chops, his tone, like, god damn is he good.
And he sings old-time rock and roll really well in his own way.
Yeah. He's really good. I found out that, so, like, in the special, he sings Nessun Dorma. Right?
Boy.
Right,
okay,
right. Which is one of my favorite songs, one of my favorite opera songs. And what I found out after the fact was Michael Bolton has after his career as a 90s, you know, denimed up dude with long hair seducing ladies, he actually came out with an opera album of just like arias that he really loves. And he's like, he called it like My Secret Passion, the Arias. Or something like that, and I'm like, oh damn, Michael Bolton, you talking to me? Oh, you know, because like I love arias too, and he's good. He's so good.
Yeah, I got more respect from watching that because he's free making fun of himself. What I do respect, it's fun.
Yep.
But also, hearing him sing some different kinds of music.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in general, I mean, I think it's probably true for all of us. But like, you know, I lose a little respect for a musician, if they're not willing to appreciate music and skill outside of the genre that they normally play. You know, I don't think any of us in this band are like metal or else. You know, I mean, like, we might all love metal and that might be our first passion, but like, I think we can all appreciate other styles.
Well, I think you also lose a little respect for someone in Mountain Time. I think you lose a little respect for someone if they take themselves too seriously, too. Yeah. You know, like if they're so serious where they like make things unfun. And I like the fact that Michael Bolton's making fun of the fact that Michael Bolton is Michael Bolton. You know, so.
Yeah. Agree with all that.
This is the tale of Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yep. So go check out Michael Bolton's Big Sexy Valentine's Day special. Snuggle up with your loved one. works.
He sings
every
Nathan
time.
Dorma on that one.
He does.
Yep. And old time rock and roll.
And old time rock and roll, and a lot of his hits.
You take the
I
record
do,
off
I'm-
the shelf.
Then you put
Put
that
the record back on the shelf.
So
I am. I'm a Michael Bolton fan.
I celebrate his entire catalog.
oh yeah.
It, for my money, it doesn't get any better than when he sings "When a Man Loves a Woman."
So anyway,
On
thanks
that
for
note.
yep, thanks for tuning in.
And with good
Aki,
paint.
Aki, hand me over one of those shirts to end.
Oh, yeah.
These shirts sold like frickin' hotcakes.
We put the sexy band members on this one.
Yep, the Metal Combat shirt. It is available on our online store now.
Steve Vai,
Um,
King Diamond,
yep.
Randy Rhodes.
Thank you so much to our
No
sponsors,
drummers.
Rocker Vodka.
Oh my god.
There's a drummer on there. Come on.
Yeah, I think
The only drummer that matters.
Just like the drummer in
Yeah.
our band somewhere.
Yep, the
Oh, there
the
he
only
is.
drummer that matters, Master Herc Schlagzeuger. Thank you to our sponsors, Rocker Vodka, Wheelhouse Whiskey, and of course Boss Meadery for making our awesome mead. Go to the mead house this week or like in the next couple weeks. Our mead will be on tap. It's not going to be on tap for long unless you drink all of it and then Colleen will be like, oh my god, everybody loves this mead. I got to have it on tap all the time and bottle it and sell it in stores and make a wrapping on the bottle with Lords of the Trident all over it. Yeah, so that's what needs to happen. So go to our website, lordsofthetrident.com, buy a Metal Combat shirt, and sign up for the Patreon. Don't get meth mouth. Get on that Patreon today. Patreon.com/lordsofthetrident. Guaranteed to curb all of your meth addictions. Put your money towards that, not towards meth.
And if you are signed up for the Patreon, we thank you for your support.
Yep, you are the kings of the internet. So
Let's have a goodbye pant.
Good night.
Go at him with it.